Hello guys, CJ here, and today with Dank, we're gonna be doing a Garden Warfare 1 and 2 tier list. And we're gonna include the DLC characters from Garden Warfare 1 at the end as a bonus. Electro P is pretty self-explanatory, I think.
Yeah, he definitely one
Is
of the
like
best
the best
characters
characters in the game.
the
Like,
best.
even if people don't think he's the best character in the game, he's one of the best. And I think
Yeah,
he
he's
could
definitely
easily outclass Z7. Z7 is
yeah,
just also pretty self-explanatory. He's an imp with like a ability that's like super broken. That being, the faster you pull the trigger, the faster he shoots. So that's just really good.
yeah, he's really good.
Really good. I think Party Corn is also pretty self-explanatory. Like Corn
Yeah, he's just a
on his
better core.
own. Yeah, Corn on his own, in my opinion, is like a really good character, and giving him a legendary meter is just icing on the cake.
Yeah,
Ian is also, yeah.
yeah, he takes a lot of
He's
skill to master, but he is pretty good if you
he's
know how
pretty
to
good.
use it properly.
Also, if you utilize his legendary mode well, then he's probably like better than these three. But since he isn't, always in his legendary mode, it doesn't really count. I think Toxic Brains is one of the legendary characters. I think he has the best legendary mode. I think
Yeah,
Ivan's legendary mode is better, but since he enters his legendary mode more frequently, I think it's just better. I think Computer Scientist is also pretty self-explanatory. So
yeah, and
S
his
tier,
legendary mode is pretty unique as well, and he
his
also does make him better.
some people argue about his legendary meter looking weird, but honestly, I don't care. As long as it's good,
Yeah,
it's good. I mean, if some people got their eyes broken because of it, then there's nothing we can do about it.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think
It's
the
a
S tier is
pretty.
pretty self-explanatory. Is there anything like you want to specifically talk about here?
No, I think everything on ST is pretty good. The only thing that we might want to mention is Torchwood.
Torchwood, Blazing Blasts,
Yeah,
Leaf Shield, Smolder Madness is, while not as good as the other two, is still pretty good. He has really good health. His primary is really good. Overall,
yeah,
he's just a no-skill character. Though, if you know how to counter him specifically with, where is he? This guy or like this guy,
yeah.
then he's
Because he
probably
does die to
getting bin
one.
bagged. But like,
Yeah,
it's from a range like, you got to be further away from him in order to beat him. But most of the time, there is like, as far as I know, in Garden Warfare 2 maps, there aren't really points where you can actually snipe him or attack him from afar. So
yeah.
for that,
And he does
he's
die
good.
from one ZPG shot as well.
Yeah,
So he's
that's why
not.
he's below. Future
Yeah,
Cactus is also pretty self-explanatory, I think.
yeah,
Chemist overall is situational, though he has like a very fast rate of fire and deals a very good amount of
yeah.
damage. Body
Definitely the
Brains
best Shadow
also
Warrior.
pretty self-explanatory, I think. He's just a better
Yeah,
version of regular Brains. Oh, Camo Cactus.
yeah. Camel Cactus is really good if you can aim.
Yeah, he's probably the character with the most skill gap, right?
Yeah,
He's probably the character with the most, and I'm sorry, she is the character with the most amount of skill gap between any
yeah.
players.
But
Because, like,
if
you know how you zoom in with her, like, it's very slow. I think that's kind of the only issue she has.
also if any character gets within like 10 feet of her, she's just dead because she can't hit
Yeah,
anything.
she can. She just sucks at close range. Talk about Camo Ranger.
Yeah,
Camo Ranger, in my opinion, he is actually a close contender for S tier. He might be S tier, but the reason I don't want to put him in S tier is because, well, number one, he isn't used very often, and number two, like, in Garden Warfare 1, he could definitely be in S tier, but in Garden Warfare 2, there's no spots where he can, camp. I don't think. In Team Vanquish, he just can't.
yeah.
Besides him being
He is a
frontline
really good
friends.
character, but it's just the other soldiers
Yeah.
are just higher than him.
Yeah,
Like more.
pretty much. And also, like, pretty much Camo Range, I'm sorry, Super Commando does everything better than him in every way, so, yeah.
Yeah,
Sky Trooper is actually really good with his upgrades, but, like, without his upgrades, he's just probably below B tier.
yeah. Well, you might as well just use regular soldier.
Yeah, he's just a worse version of the regular soldier. Even though his DPS is good, I don't think that's, like, a good trade for his ammo and damage,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Plus, you can miss
Hawksaw
more
has
than
the
a
best
few
DPS
shots.
in the game, so...
Yeah,
Along with, I think Lolpe has the best DPS in the game, but Hockey Saw is a close contender. But
Yeah,
here's the
Loki is
issue
very
I have with
situational.
like all the old saws besides Reg. They cool down very fast, and like you will. I mean, if you have skill, then you've probably killed your opponent. But like, for players that are starting off, I don't think they're like great picks.
Yeah, you're definitely
Zen
better off going with
characters is
regular.
also pretty self-explanatory. Let's explain these three real quick.
Okay.
From my point of view, I think sunflowers are some of the most underrated characters in the game. I think
Yeah.
these two deal like really good amount of damage, and their abilities are really good. They can heal their teammates. That's like a massive advantage, even though no
For
one
a
uses
support
it.
character as well. You also have like 50 ammo,
50
and they
ammo,
do damage per
10
shot if you get a
damage.
headshot, which is really, really good.
Really, really good. And here's this one, Mystic. I want to talk about Mystic real quick. Mystic is she might just be like the most underrated character because like here's the thing, her ammo is I believe 20 clip when you got all of her upgrades, and you
Yeah.
can get a damage upgrade. You can charge her shots, or just like Loppy and what was that character again? Oh, Z7. Just like Loppy and Z7, the faster you pull the trigger, the faster she fires. So just for that, she's really good. And also you
Yeah.
can combine it by charging your attack, you shoot the enemy with the charged attack, then spam the trigger. Then, yeah, pretty much they're dead. Though, like most sunflowers, the reason I don't think sunflowers are S tier is because in close range, they're not able to do much against Z-Mechs. I mean, when you see a Z-Mech as a sunflower, you're pretty much dead.
Yeah, if any character gets within close range of you, there's nothing you can do except just like spam the trigger and hope you kill them before they kill you.
Yeah.
So,
And some characters just have better abilities in close range, while sunflower just doesn't. And in my opinion, Sunbeam isn't a very useful ability.
yeah,
In
because
general,
it's like
it's
P
just,
and you're just too exposed.
yeah, you're just too exposed. I mean, at least with P Gatling, you just deal a significant amount of damage. But with this one, you don't deal a significant amount of damage. You're just immobilizing yourself.
Yeah.
Shrimp is probably like better than the other imps, but not as good as say like the best one. So
Yeah, Shrimp
yeah,
is a really good
like it's
character and
like
his mech is pretty decent. It's just that the other imps are just like so much higher than him to the point where you might as well just use them over
them
him.
instead of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
In general, I think I look at Shrimp in a way that he is literally just a worse version of the regular imp, and the others are just a better version of the regular imp. So yeah. So Tank
Yeah.
Commander. Here's the thing with Tank Commander. He is probably one of the most controversial characters in this game, and the reason why is, in my opinion, there's one thing that holds him back significantly, that being his crosshair. I don't know
Yeah,
why they gave him the crosshair of a pea shooter. That was just a mistake. And plus, you just got like, here's the thing, Scuba, if I can go up. Scuba is just a better version of Tank Commander, and Iron Citron is also just a better version of him. I think they deal more damage, and plus Scuba has like 2 shots. Iron can go into legendary mode. He has more health. He's got Citron abilities, and also the fact that, I mean, in a sense, it's good since his abilities can echo him. You can just use like rocket jump, and you can use your primary like that. But you can do that with every other soldier, so
yeah.
especially Commando.
He's like Scuba Soldier. He's just too like situational, and he can't really
Situational.
take on more than
I mean,
one
with
guy at a
Scuba,
time.
at least he's got 2 ammo and sonar shot.
Yeah.
You know, it exposes the enemy, so that's good. But with Tank, he's just way too situational. Also, the fact that his crosshair is an issue, and splash damage. So, like, Scuba still deals like disgustingly good amount of splash damage. I mean, Iron also does, but this guy has like the worst out of these 3, I think. He just deals like the same
Definitely.
amount of damage as like a pea shooter. So yeah, I think Decent needs a lot of explaining. In my opinion, and also Dank's opinion here, the spray chompers are overall better than the regular chompers.
Yeah, because all the spray
Uh,
jumping are just like slightly different versions of each other. But I do think, but you can still swallow them technically by using Burrow or like going behind them. But I do think it's better just to spray damage them
Spray
than
them,
it is
yeah,
to hide them.
exactly. Also, the reason this was my ranking, Dank had nothing to do with this. The reason I ranked Chomping above Electro and, I'm sorry, Power and Toxic is because his main gimmick is that he heals faster, and Chomper as a class, you're not actually supposed to do a suicide charge with them. You're just supposed to pick them up one at a time. So I think for that, Chomping is better. Fire Chomper is overall the best Spray Chomper. I think that's universally agreed on.
Yeah, he does the most damage, and he's just
Also, can
overall the
you
best.
explain this real quick?
Yeah. So the unicorn chompers, the only thing that's different about them is the Y ability, I think.
Yeah,
And we
teleporting.
did talk about it. I do think the unicorn chompers, one is better.
Yeah, I also agree because you can split it up and you can use them in any given situation.
Yeah,
But
but it just depends what you like more, I guess.
yeah. Also, just like the fact that Twilight is slightly faster, like 10% faster. Or no, it's actually less than that. And he has less health while Unicorn has more health. So that's like the
Yeah.
difference between them.
So it's basically just
Uh,
whatever, or whatever you like more.
Yeah, Metal Petal is like the worst Sunflower in the game, easily.
Yeah, she's just too slow, and the extra health just isn't worth it because she can
Isn't
just heal
worth
herself
it.
anywhere.
Also,
Yeah.
like, her damage isn't good, even though her ammo is good. It just, also her design isn't good. I know the design doesn't matter here, but like, it's
Yeah.
still a significant factor, I guess. Wrestling Star has like the coolest All-Star design, though. His primary is just
Yeah, you're better off just using the regular All-Star, just because
yeah.
he shoots way too slow and he just does barely any damage.
Doesn't even deal damage. He dealt like 15 damage or something. Even then, he
Yeah,
isn't accurate, so it doesn't even matter.
and the regular All-Star shoots 10 and he shoots
10.
like really, really fast.
Yeah,
So
his DPS is higher. Like every single All-Star's DPS is higher, so that's just
yeah,
a significant thing. Also, Rhodey Z.
yeah. I haven't played much of ODZ, but for, like a melee engineer probably isn't gonna do that great anyway.
Yeah, like in certain maps he's really good, but like he's just way
Yeah.
too situational. And even then, like his effect, my bad. His effect, but like you know how he slightly stuns the enemies by if they like caught within his range. I don't know how that worked, but yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think that ability was even noteworthy to even mention. So yeah, Count Chompula. I mean, I know a lot of people like Count Chompula, but we agreed that he wasn't just as good as the Spray Chompers.
yeah. I'm assuming most people that play Count Chompula are like the only jumper players that don't suicide jump,
Yeah,
since they actually heal themselves.
heal
So
themselves.
whoever plays Count Chompula is actually pretty, probably
Yeah,
a pretty
and
good
I
player.
think he might be better than all of these besides Hot Rod, but the difference with Hot Rod and I mean
Yeah,
Hot Rod, there's still Hot Rod players that suicide chump, but Count Chompia doesn't do that. Like if you do that, then you're pretty much missing his entire gimmick.
yeah. So the difference is Hot Rod is just a suicide jumper, and then Vampire is just if you want to live, which most people don't. So that's why he's lower
So
down.
yeah. Okay. Sanitation expert is just not a noteworthy variant, so just skip him.
Yeah,
Plumber is the worst engineer in the game, no comment. And here
yeah,
we got Fire Rose. I just want to talk about Fire Rose real quick, since Dank said he didn't play roses that much. So here's the thing, there are like 3 roses that charge. It's Frost Rose, Fire Rose, and Neck Rose. Neck Rose is just overall the best rose in the game, so it's like not even competed. Here's the thing, Neck Rose charges really fast, and his charge attack is actually homing on the enemy. And I don't think like, I think it does home on the enemy, but I don't think so. Their attacks just don't home on the enemy. Frost Rose and Fire Rose's attacks just don't home on the enemy whatsoever. So what you're left
yeah,
with is like 2 worse roses, and plus like this guy's charge shot just charges way faster. It's like 2 seconds or something, while these two just take like 5 seconds. And here's the thing, Frost Rose's charged attack is actually worth it, since if you actually land the charged attack and like send 2 more shots after that, you freeze the opponent, and when you freeze them, they're pretty much dead. But
yeah,
with Fire Rose, it doesn't work like that, because number one, the fire damage isn't really worth it in my opinion, and Toxic Rose just does it way better. Druid Rose just does it way better. And with Fire Rose, I think like it just makes her just a way worse version of the original Rose. So that's kind of the thing.
yeah.
Okay, can you talk about Frozen Citron?
Yeah, Frozen Sichuan, he used to be pretty good, I think. It was really good against mechs because he used to be able to freeze them and then just demolish them. But his damage is just awful now.
And when they did the whole Citron rework, like half of them got buffs, half of them got nerfed, and I think his my bad. I don't think his buff was good enough, and since his buff wasn't good
Yeah.
enough, he didn't deal good damage even when he's close up to enemies. So he's just a pain to rank up. Like that's the only reason people probably play Frozen Citron, is either because they found his appearance cool, or it's just to rank him up. That's it.
Yeah, you might as well just
Barbecue
use the
corn.
regular Citron.
Barbecue corn.
Yeah. I think barbecue corn is just a worse version of regular. I know he does do fire damage, but I don't really think that
It's no longer
like
worth it.
too much. Yeah,
He used to be the best, like the best corn. Now he's just the worst corn.
yeah,
He just fell down significantly. Actually, he had like the best damage per clip out of any character, but now he just got nerfed to the ground so badly. It isn't even worth playing him. Like there's no reason for you to play any other corn over this guy. I'm sorry. There's no reason for you to play this guy over any other corn. So yeah. So these two, I don't think need explaining. But here's the thing. If his legendary mode got charged up with swallowing, that would have been good instead of borrow. But just doing it with borrow just slows him down. It just makes him like an itch better than the original Chomper.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's probably the most unnecessary legendary character
Very
like of all time.
Of all time. Yeah. Okay, you can explain Rockpy, right?
Yeah, so Rockpy, is just a lot slower, and the only real difference is like obviously the health. It has slightly more health, but I don't think it's worth it. I think regular P, is just a lot better because it's faster. It does more damage. Yes, it has less health, but realistically, you don't really need that much more for a P shooter.
Yeah.
So.
Also, like, there's the fact that P-Shooter is a class that's centered around mobility. And some people might be saying, well, Iron Citron also is a slow class that's in a class that's based on mobility. Here's the thing, though. Iron Citron has an ability that allows him to go faster, so the speed isn't really a trade-off. So, with this guy, however, the speed is a trade-off. And it's not just the speed, actually. You trade off ammo and damage.
Yeah.
So it's just
so even though you have more health, you're
easily
just
the
more
worst
likely to
P
get
shooter.
shot.
So by the way, let's just talk about Ice P real quick in Alien Flowers. Here's the thing, Ice P, even though he's like the second worst, there are situations where you can use him. Even though I don't think the ice damage is worth it whatsoever. I don't think you will be freezing a lot of people with Ice P, because you'll probably just pogo P them and
yeah, just because by the time you've landed enough shots, you've probably killed them anyway.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's
not like
less
Soldier.
damage. It's just less damage for no reason, pretty much.
Yeah, because Arctic Trooper, obviously he shoots faster, so he has more time to like freeze them. But with P shooters, because they shoot slower and like less, like ice is just pretty much unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because by the time you've frozen, you've killed him.
Here's the thing, but by the way, let's talk about Arctic Trooper real quick. We thought that Super Commando and regular Soldier were just way better than the Arctic Trooper. Here's the thing, Arctic Trooper, you pretty much exclusively use him for dueling. So if you're 101, he's winning that fight. But when you're against multiple enemies, he just becomes a worse version of the original Soldier.
Yeah, because if you're shooting multiple enemies at once, you're most likely not going to freeze them anyway. So you might as well just use regular Foot Soldier.
Yeah, though I'll give him this, he has probably the best freezing thing out of any freezing character, so.
Yeah.
All-Star.
Yeah.
Monocross Star. He is easily the worst All-Star. No question about it. I think you put it in, like, I think you could put that in words better than me.
Yeah, he does way too little damage for an All-Star. And his ability... it's just not that good, like his gimmick. He just like stops you from using your abilities for like a second. But realistically, that's not going to do much.
Instead of that, you can just use like a gravity grenade, which immobilizes an enemy.
But they can still just run away, they can still just shoot at you. So there's pretty much no point to it, because you're probably not even going to notice it's doing anything either. So he does awful ability, awful damage.
It's just a trade-off that's not worth it at all. Here is something. This guy is either going to be like the best Chomper or worst Chomper in some people's list. I don't think Chomper needs a health buff like at all for his speed.
I mean, if you're like an awful player and you're just planning to like run into enemy lines and just try and get as many kills as you can, then you're probably gonna want more health. That's the only situation you probably
Yeah,
want it.
if you're like if you're like doing a suicide chomper thing. But even then, if you're gonna do a suicide chomper, then just pick hot rod or
Yeah,
something else. Really,
yeah,
it's not necessary. And plus, most chopper players just use borrow anyway, so you cannot shoot them.
yeah. It's not even necessary.
Necessary. And like, here's the thing, chomper is a class that's like focused on mobility. I'll say it again. You weren't supposed to do a suicide charge with him. You were supposed to pick them out one at a time, and this guy just makes that process harder.
Yeah,
And for a class that's based on mobility, he's just not good. Sorry. Another thing, Yeti.
yeah.
We thought
So
that
if you're
Yeti was just worse than armor.
Yeah, because it's a ranged chomper, but realistically, if you want to pick a ranged character, just pick literally any other character in the game, any other class. But Yeti chomper, like the entire chomper, like character, like the abilities are designed for melee combat. So having a ranged attack, like exclusively, is realistically just not worth it at all. Because your abilities are useless, and
Yeah.
you don't really do that much damage anyway.
So it's pretty much nothing, I guess you can say it. Also, like the freezing thing, you don't even freeze them. Like I have never,
Yeah.
I have never like, oh dude, I have never frozen any guy with Yeti Chomper. Like never once.
Yeah, by the time I've frozen them, I've either killed him or they've killed me. So
Yeah. So here's this guy.
Oh, yeah, he used to be one of the best Citrons in the game, and now he's
He
just
was
like
probably like the
literally
best
the
Citron. He
worst.
was like better than I am.
Yeah,
This
but they
man
just
right here had like the greatest downfall of the century.
yeah, the most
He just
tragic
went
downfall
from
in PvP
one of the
history.
best characters into the game, to one of the worst characters in the game in a matter of an update.
Yeah,
Sad. Cosmic.
yeah. So
People are
Cosmic's
split down about this character. That's kind of what surprises me.
yeah, his entire gimmick is like when you punch them, he removes like the body, so you can't revive them. But the problem with that is no one in the game revives anyway. So there's really no point
Yeah.
in using him over regular. Because yeah, you can do it, but like realistically, like it's gonna happen once a year, so it's not really worth it.
Also, his charged attack just takes too long to charge, in my opinion. And some people might
Yeah.
think it's actually fast. Well, it doesn't matter since I won't be charging up my charged attack while approaching the enemy because I want to actually approach the enemy. And when I charge up my attack, I slow down.
Yeah,
And when I slow down, I cannot reach them since they're faster than me. And if I use heroic kick, then my charge gets cancelled. And to those who will say he can charge up in midair, that doesn't actually work. That's just the internet glitch. So it's not really a part of his thing, and also it's inconsistent since it is an internet glitch. I
Yeah.
think this was one of the characters that they had to rework, and I think it would have been better if they just took down his health to 125 and give him extra speed. That would work.
Yeah, that would have
I
been
think
better.
That would have
Yeah.
been better. At least it would make him like at least like high B tier. So that would have been
Yeah.
good. Toxic is also I think Toxic is just way worse than Electro. He just
Yeah,
doesn't
it was
deal
good when
damage.
it was good when he first came out, and then they just kept nerfing him, and now just there's no point in using him.
So they just nerfed him. Then they did the Citron
Yeah.
rework, which was like the biggest nerf they could have done to him. So
Yeah, and I think toxic damage is actually like the worst because fire damage he does a lot. Toxic is just like a tiny amount each time, so I don't know if
also,
it's
like
worth.
the thing with toxic variants is when you are next to the enemy,
Yeah,
you will be
you
dealing
take a bit
damage.
of
But with
damage.
Citron, yes, you will be close to the enemy, but you won't
but
be
you
at a
need to move
distance where
around
you
fast
can
anyway.
poison them. So
Yeah,
and plus that poison thing isn't even worth it. It's just such a useless gimmick. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good with toxic chomper or like a normal toxic P, but like with this guy, it's just not worth it. Also, two toxic characters in the S
Yeah.
tier. I
Yeah,
think you can
actually-
explain Captain Squawk.
yeah, actually like the worst character in the game possibly. Like is range shot like it reloads so slow and it only does like 40 damage. You might as well just use like literally any other character in the game. And his melee, which is like supposed to be his
Spray
No.
like thing. Yeah, it's kind of supposed to
Yeah.
be like this guy.
Yeah, there's actually no point in using it because that's just as bad, if not worse. Because like, it's not like the regular shotgun; you just mash it. But even then, it takes like 4 seconds to kill anyone. And since he only has like 125 health, you gotta die
You
before you
cannot even
kill
get
them.
like close to them. Like they'll probably
Yeah,
kill
you
you
can't
before
even
you
get
get close
close.
to them.
Yeah, so there's pretty much no point in using him.
So I guess we can explain these two. These are
Yeah.
characters we felt like we didn't have to rank.
Yeah, I've not played any of these
Yeah,
enough.
here's the thing.
Need
I
to make
mastered Sunpharaoh and never used them again. We both haven't played Captain Flameface since he's like very forgettable. Painter, we have no
Yeah.
idea. And
And then the
these
other
two,
ones, yeah.
I just don't play All-Star in general. I don't know
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah, the only All-Star I play is regular. So,
Pretty much. Alien Flower we can talk about.
yeah.
Alien Flower is probably also one of the most divisive characters in the game. And
Yeah, it's very situational as well.
situation. I don't think like she is good in like Team Vanquish or like any other. I think she's exclusively good at turf and maybe Suburbanation. But here's the thing, no one plays Suburbanation anymore.
Yeah, unless you play mixed mode, which is
Yeah,
as well.
I mean you get it rarely anyway. So
Yeah.
and here's the thing, you know how she has that area of effect damage thing, but here's the thing, Park Ranger does it way better than her, since Park Ranger actually is like, has an assault rifle like thing, while Alien Flower just shoots one at a time, so.
Yeah.
Also,
and
like,
if it's worse than regular, then yeah.
Here's the thing, since like, when you shoot, to shoot the other shot, you just wait for a split second, but that split second is just way too long.
Yeah, Hovergoat is basically just like a buff-in support character. But most people don't play him like that. They just like using the speed boost and then using like the Y ability. I do think the Y ability is better than like P Gatling just because you can move slightly.
Yeah,
So
it
that
doesn't
does make it
expose you.
slightly better. But since he's technically a support character, and
That means
he's
he
good
doesn't
at
deal a
that.
lot
But
of
most people
damage.
don't play him. Yeah, most people don't play him like that. So I don't really think his benefits are that good anyway. So
Yeah, I think his strength buff could be like really powerful if Plants vs Zombies shooters had like a competitive meta. And
I think its range is too low as well, because like you step too far away from anyone and it just like becomes pointless. You basically just need to like attach yourself to someone the entire round if you want to get.
And also like some characters overall are just faster than other characters, which means you cannot keep up with some of them. And if they have a speed upgrade, you literally can't. So that's pretty much out of the question. Oh, let's talk about General Supremo while we're at it.
Oh yeah. So he's basically just a worse soldier. Like, yes, he can overheat, but like realistically, reloading doesn't take that long for soldiers.
Yeah. If you
And
have a
the
reload
fact that
upgrade,
you
it doesn't
can't
take at
shoot
all.
and jump at the same time as well. So
yeah, he shoots like an O-star. That's like kind of the issue.
Yeah, but the fact, he has a lot less health than an all-star, and I don't really think it works for the foot soldier class that well. So
that's why we put Centurion above him.
Yeah.
At least like the Centurion has mobility.
Yeah.
I think Centurion could have been a lot better if he was just like a normal soldier instead of like,
yeah, if he shot fire damage just with a regular gun, that would have been better. But he's definitely.
I mean, some people might say it would have been a redone of the Fire Sunflower, but I think a Fire Sunflower with foot soldier abilities would be really good. So.
Yeah.
Give up the DLC characters to you, but I'll just say something on Barry P. Barry P had like really good splash back in the day, like from the videos I've watched. I didn't play him much since by the time I got the game, Garden Warfare 2 was out, so yeah. What do you say about Barry P?
So Barry P, in my opinion, it's actually worse than regular pea shooter because it only has 8 shots and it fires a lot slower.
Oh, okay.
I do think it does slightly more damage. I can't remember.
So is he better than Commando?
No.
Okay, so where should we put? Okay.
I think I'll put him. I'll probably put him
He's
like.
He's probably better than the cacti.
Yeah, he's better than the cactuses.
Is he better than Tennis Star?
Probably not, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, it's really not that good. Yeah.
So, okay, citrus cactus.
Yeah, citrus cactus. It's a burst shot cactus, which is actually pretty interesting. From what I've played, it's actually not that bad, to be honest. Like, it's still a cactus, but the fact that it shoots 3 at a time, it does help a lot.
If you can
But
aim well, that would be actually
yeah,
pretty powerful. So I
it's
guess we
basically
can
just
put
a
him in like
regular.
a low A tier.
Yeah, I think it's like on par with maybe what's
Bandit.
that called? Yeah, Bandit. It's probably on par with that.
Alright, so Citrus is on par with Bandit. Then
Yeah.
what do we got? Dr.
Uh,
Chester and
Dr. Chester.
Cheetos Champa.
Yeah, so Dr. Chester, in my opinion, he's basically just like Chemist, but slightly worse. He is free, though, technically, because all the DLC characters are free. But he's basically just like a starter Chemist until you get Chemist. But the thing
Then,
that's interesting about him is the abilities. I won't talk about them now because we might do a video on that, but
oh
the
yeah,
abilities for him literally make him like maybe S tier, possibly. He's not S tier, but the abilities alone could. Like that heal station.
okay, so we put him in S
Uh,
tier, low S
well,
tier.
we'd probably put him in like mid A tier. I don't think
Okay.
he's better than. Yeah, I don't think he's better than the others, but
Cheetos Chomper, I believe, as far as I know, he's just a reskin of the normal Chomper.
he does eat people faster actually. He eats
Oh,
people
then
up.
he is like B tier at least.
Yeah, I think he eats people
Low
like
B tier.
0.5 seconds faster, which is it does help a lot to be honest. You can notice it. It's
Oh,
just most people after they eat them just get killed anyway because they're suicide jumpers. So it does help a lot, but
is he better than Fire?
no, I don't think he's better than Fire. I do think he's
He could
better
be.
than. He's probably on par with the unicorns actually.
Okay, then he goes here. So
Yeah,
we're done with
he's
all
basically just a
GLC
regular
characters, right?
jumper. Yeah, I think that's all for.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching, and I would like to thank Dank for joining us on this video. Thank you.
No problem.
If this video is successful enough, we'll make, it won't be that successful, but if you guys would like to see us make a video on abilities and maps, then we can do that, right?
Yeah, we might also do it on all the maps on God of War 1, 2, and possibly
BFN.
God of War as well. Yeah.
We didn't rank BFN characters since it's not really the same meta, or like the same type of gameplay, so it wouldn't be fair to rank them. If you would like us to do a BFN tier list, let us know, and that's pretty much it. And thank you, Dank, again for joining me for this video.
Yeah.
His channel will be on the description. I'm sure most of you have already subscribed to him, but if you haven't, please go subscribe to him. I voice act in some of his series, and he also makes guest appearances on this channel a lot.
Yeah. I've also done that, the advertisement collaboration that we're doing as well.
Also, a meme video is on the way, so look out for that. And we'll see you next time.